You post one small thing, a photo, a joke, a thought. Then you check your phone 10 minutes later, and your mood has somehow been handed over to faces you cannot even see. Why does that happen? You tell yourself to stop caring. You say it should be simple. Just be confident. Just move on. But the real reason is far stranger, because caring what people think is not a bad habit you picked up late in life, but an old survival system built deep into your brain. For most of human history, being pushed out of the group was not just awkward, it was dangerous. If your group did not want you, you had less food, less help, less safety, and less chance to live long enough to have kids. Does your body really know that your office chat, your family group text, and a post with no likes are not the same kind of threat? That's part of the problem. Your brain is very modern in some ways and very old in others. It can send emails and compare prices, but it still reacts fast to signs of social risk. Social risk just means any hint that other people may judge you, reject you, or leave you out. Your system hears that hint and acts first. Thought comes later. This is why a tiny look can stay with you all day. A pause in a reply, a flat tone, a message left unread. You don't only notice it, you feel it. Why would something so small hit so hard? One clue came from a well-known researcher named Naomi Eisenberger. In a famous study, people played a simple online ball game called cyberball, and then the other players stopped throwing them the ball. It was fake, but the feeling was real. Brain scans suggested that some of the same brain areas linked with physical pain also became active during social rejection. That does not mean hurt feelings are exactly the same as a broken bone. Brain scans are not that simple. But it does suggest your brain treats being left out as a serious event, not a silly one. That matters, because if your brain tags social pain as urgent, your body pays attention. Your heart changes. You scan for clues. You replay what happened. You start trying to fix it. Sound familiar? There is another layer. It's called the spotlight effect. That's a term from psychology for a simple mistake your mind makes. You tend to think other people notice you more than they really do. Researchers like Thomas Gilovich studied this by having people wear an embarrassing shirt and guess how many people would notice. They guessed high. Fewer people noticed than they thought. Why? Because other people are busy being the main character in their own day. Still, knowing that does not make the feeling vanish. Why not? Because the part of you that wants social safety is not asking for truth first. It's asking for protection first. That's why your mind does something odd. It treats uncertainty as danger. If someone is clearly rude, that hurts. But if someone sends a dry text, cancels plans, or says fine in a strange voice, your brain may work even harder. Unclear signals keep the alarm on. An alarm is easier to live with when the threat has a shape. Have you noticed how your mind can obsess more over maybe than over no? This links to something called prediction. Prediction means your brain is always making quick guesses about what will happen next, so you can react fast. If you expect warmth and get distance, the gap between those two things gets your attention. That gap is often called a prediction error, which just means reality did not match your guess. And your mind hates that gap when people are involved, because people can raise your status, lower it, include you, or cut you off. Then comes the twist. You do not only care what people think because you are insecure. You also care because you are built for connection. Those are not the same thing. Insecurity says something is wrong with you. Connection says your nervous system is tuned to other minds because your life has always depended on other minds. Can you feel how different those two stories are? That does not mean every fear is wise. Your brain also has a negativity bias. That means it gives more weight to bad signs than good ones. One cold comment can drown out 10 kind ones. One weird look can beat a whole nice evening. This bias may have helped your ancestors stay alert, but in modern life, it can make your social world look harsher than it is. And now there is the phone. The phone turns social life into a non-stop scoreboard. Seen, liked, ignored, shared, left out. In the past, you might worry about 10 people. Now you can feel judged by hundreds before lunch. Is it any surprise that your old social alarm gets overworked? So when you tell yourself to just stop caring, you're trying to shut off a system that was built to keep you close to others. That's why brute force rarely works. The goal is not to become a rock. The goal is to notice when your alarm is helpful and when it is guessing. Sometimes what hurts is not other people's opinion at all. It is your own fear, spoken in their voice. Sometimes you're not reacting to what happened. You're reacting to what it might mean. That text means they are bored with you. That silence means you messed up. That look means you don't belong. But does it? Or is your brain filling in blanks to keep you safe? This is why you can know better and still feel bad. Logic is not broken. Your system is doing its job a little too loudly. And once you see that, the feeling changes shape. You're not weak for caring. You're human for caring. And tired because your human brain was never made to carry 1,000 tiny verdicts a day. Then, check your phone 10 minutes later and feel your mood drift into the hands of people you cannot even see. Remember this. You are not failing to stop caring. You are feeling an ancient alarm in a very modern room.